Welcome back to Primetime News. Special welcome to the folks watching on OneSpotMedia.com. Up first this evening, chaos in the transport sector as Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC bus drivers withdrew their service, leaving hundreds of commuters stranded. Now this amidst concerns for their safety following the murder of one of their colleagues this morning. Now it all began last evening when it is alleged that a JUTC bus driver fatally stabbed a taxi operator. Now we'll have that story later in the bulletin, but let's join TVJ's Dwayne Anderson, who is live at the Halfway Tree Transport Center for the latest. Now Dwayne?
Thank you so much, Archie. So I'm here at the Transport Center in St. Andrew. The Transport Center is one of the hive of activities here in the parish capital. On any given day, about 200 buses shuttle persons across Kingston, St. Andrew, Portmore and Spanish Town. The number of commuters can go up to 200,000 persons. However, today, all of that ground to a halt because of a series of unfortunate, tragic, violent deaths. So what did all of that mean? Well, the JUTC estimates that it makes between $17 to $20 million and on any given day. So it did not make that money today because of all the commercial activity ceased. Now, as you can imagine, folks, the situation is still developing. So it was kind of hard to get one of the parties involved to come on air for a live interview. But I did speak with them on the telephone and they told me several things and I made jottings of what they said. Starting with the JUTC. The JUTC, I spoke with the communications head at the JUTC, Cecil Thoms, and he said the company was really trying to have a rollout sometime this afternoon, rollout of its buses to carry persons to their respective destinations. However, that did not happen. Why? Because, to quote him, the fear among the drivers is still very, very great. However, it is hoped that around 6 a.m. tomorrow, that's Wednesday, they could have a rollout of buses, resumption of operations. But this would only be in areas like Spanish Town and Portmore. Why? Because the other depot in East Kingston, in Rockfort, that's where the driver is from that died. And they're saying, the company is saying, the JUTC, they want to give his colleagues and friends time to mourn. What did I also learn having spoken to other parties? Well, I spoke with the Union of Clerical and Supervisory Employees, John Levy, who heads that union, and he represents the clerical staff here at the Jamaica Urban Transit Company. He said that his workers are obviously on edge because obviously there was a killing, but they are willing to go back to work if their safety can be assured. So the UK, however, is begging all the parties involved to take a step back and allow the police to do their work, do their investigative work and resolve it. It doesn't want anybody to take matters into their own hands. Now, I also spoke with the Jamaica Association of Transport Owners and Operators, the head of that association, Louis Barton. He said that the dozens of taxi operators who are operating in the KMTR, Kingston and St. Andrew, they do not have a representative. And that is one of the main issues, according to him, why this situation may take some time to resolve. He said that if they had somebody at the table to speak to, the things would flow a little bit better. I'm getting the wrap, so I'm going to throw back to Andrea. But as soon as I get something, and if they're willing to take it, I'll send it back to you guys. It's over to you, Andrea.
Thank you very much, Dwayne, who is live at the Halfway Tree Transport Center. Meanwhile, the police are trying to determine if there's a connection between the killing of the JUTC driver and the fatal stabbing of a taxi operator last night along Washington Boulevard in St. Andrew. Here's TVJ's Kirk Wright with details.
No, but no, that little driver, yeah.
A motorist using a mobile phone captured the moments after the stabbing of a taxi operator on Washington Boulevard close to 7 o'clock Monday evening. It's believed the taxi operator had a dispute with a JUTC bus driver who allegedly stabbed him several times. The taxi operator, who has since been identified as Akina Britton, OC Bobinile, was seen emerging from the sidewalk and was later helped to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The bus driver, who it's believed did the stabbing, was taken into custody Monday morning. The taxi driver's death sparked a thread of messages on social media, with persons expressing sadness at his passing, and, in some, clear threats were heard. Then at midnight, news emerged that a JUTC bus driver was shot and killed on Oxford Road in New Kingston, St. Andrew. That JUTC driver has since been identified as Michael Donaldson of a Bull Bay, St. Andrew address. The police suspect he was killed in an act of reprisal for the taxi operator's death. That is still being investigated. The bus driver, whose bus had broken down near Emancipation Park in New Kingston, St. Andrew, was said to be standing next to his bus while it was being worked on when men pulled up in a car and shot him. We spoke to his mother.
Oh God, I look at my family was here with me to comfort me. And the community, everybody come out to comfort me. Everybody. Because everybody know him. I know him. He was a quiet person, good friend. Even, what's her name? See over there, so I cry. Good little friend. She feel it so much. I'm not working, so I have to depend on him.
Mr. Donaldson's family is now dealing with two deaths. His father, who was a district constable, died just over a week ago after falling from the roof of his house. Kirk Wright, TVJ News.